My mother controlled my wedding, so I left her after it.
Good.
I was 21 at the time, and they were 25. We'll call them Jesse. Both of us were super shy, so mutually friends of ours helped us start talking and getting to know each other. By the way, this comes from Otaku is Life 101 in the r/OK Storytime subreddit. When my mom found out, she forced me to move back home so I wouldn't be tempted to sin. Kept chatting at work and finally planned to see a movie. My mom found out and took my phone. She texted Jesse from my phone and arranged me to meet at a restaurant for lunch. She took my stepdad and left me at home while they ambushed Jesse over tacos. Where's Taco Tuesday of Jesse's life? Before they left, they would only allow us to see each other if Jesse planned on marrying me. Whoa. So you gotta lock in right now or never. That's crazy.
Lock in.
I'm locked in.
Lock in, twin.
Jesse
Lock in.
said that was what they were trying to figure out while seeing me and left it at that. Fast forward all the details, and trust me, that in itself is another story. We got engaged and decided to have a year-long engagement before getting married. I didn't mind getting married sooner, but Jesse didn't want people to think we were having a pew-pew wedding. Here is where things started to get but ugly. We didn't have a lot of money, so we were trying to keep it low-key / cheap. We booked a local church that Jesse went to as a kid and decided to do a potluck and make the invitations ourselves, which, dude, if I have my wedding in North Carolina, that is what I am doing. That is exactly what I'm doing. A potluck, dude, my grandma bringing her freaking gumbo and my mom bringing like her best pumpkin pound cake. Dude, John is going to be there. If I didn't have so many dang brothers, you'd be one of them. I'm the oldest, so I'm the first kid to get married. So my mom threw herself into trying to take over my wedding planning. My mom and I argued over the guest list so much that I stopped wedding planning for several months because I couldn't handle the anxiety of her yelling and trying to manipulate me for not wanting to invite certain people. Time was running out to send the invitations, but before we could send them out, we ran into a problem. The church we booked for our wedding triple booked.
How do you triple book?
What?
Double booking is one thing, but triple booking?
Pastor had a hard time saying no. Okay, there we go. So even though it was marked, he still decided to take on the other two weddings. One was for a vow renewal service of a couple we invited to our own wedding. We didn't have another option because everything else was already booked. So my mom said we could use her yard and could rent a tent instead. She said she would cover it, so we agreed because we didn't have anything else. But that was a huge mistake. Oh, I can't even fathom what this mom's about to do. A tent in the backyard's not a bad idea. The family weddings are going to want to be low key. No one's really want to dance. They're just going to say, hey, hang out and all that. Friend wedding though? She had the power to control us to get her way. She started saying we were going to need to rent tables and chairs too, but she was going to cover that. I was surprised by was when we got there, she was also renting out tablecloths, napkins, plates, glasses, glassware, and a few other unnecessary things. Dude, she is running up a bill for you right now. My plan was just buying things cheap because, again, funds were limited, but my mom had a hold on me. I was at first allowed to have bridesmaids, and the plan I did have for them was to let them pick out their own dresses in shades of the color that they like that fit my theme. I wanted them to have a dress they like so they would wear it more than once. My mom said no because it would look awful and kept forcing me to find a single dress for all body types and in brown.
John, you've been dancing a lot.
I'm going to give you a live demonstration and you're going to see it too.
Show me those hips. Oh, damn. That is a good move. But you know what is also an amazing move?
What is that, Sam?
Becoming an OK Storytime member.
Yeah, that's freaking right. We have 60 plus hours of exclusive live streams on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays.
It's only $5 a month, so go to the link in our description, youtube.com/OKOP show/join.
Well, let's get back to the story.
I kept pushing back until my mom said, either you cancel your bridesmaids or you can't have your wedding here. But dude, that is why is she doing this? What is she getting out of this? Like, she just likes power and that's what she's getting?
I was going to say she likes control.
Control.
It's a power.
Yeah,
power
that
trip.
makes sense. Golly. I was allowed to have a maid of honor, but I had to cancel the rest. By the way, my mom hated who I picked for my maid of honor and kept telling me to change it because she wasn't making me her priority. She was in college at the time. One day, my mom dragged me to wedding dress shop to choose a dress. I tried the one I picked out, and my mom went on about how big I looked, how ugly I was in white, how it made my teeth look yellow, and how white it made my acne look even more ugly. And sadly, like, OP doesn't have the finances to say no. Isn't there someone else with a big yard that you could get a tent for? I'm just like assuming you live in like the South where there's land.
Or we start slanging.
Ooh.
We start slanging something, get some bread, boom, wedding.
I tried it on her pick, and she couldn't stop praising herself for picking out the right dress that hid all of my flaws. How the off-white made my teeth look yet less noticeable. How the dress made me look thinner than I was. She decided that was my dress and then decided she was going to order herself a custom-made red mother of the bride dress. Red again? 2 for 2?
2 for 2 back to back. Story we did just had it.
Bro, Drake was right. Back to back. By the way, the altercations were so horrible. Not only did my mom keep telling me how big I was, but the lady working on my dress did too.
Dude.
The lady working on the dress? Do they not get tips of this? I had so much stress and anxiety that I passed out at work one day and was in the ER. Oh, I couldn't work now, so I couldn't escape my mom and her wedding. I just kind of gave up at that point. She planned a caterer, planned my cake, and even invited all her neighbors. Jesse kept wanting to say something, but I held them back because at the end of the day, I was getting married and escaping this toxic place.
I think I'm not sure, but I think no. But it's like, hey, you're paying so much for the dress.
Yeah.
Might as well be a tip include. You know what I mean? Like
the day before the wedding, I was helping set up, but my mom was nowhere to be found. I had a last-minute appointment to get my nails done, and it was getting down to the wire. Most nails places close around 5 here, and it was after 4. And my mom still hadn't shown up. My maid of honor and a friend convinced me to leave now or I wasn't going to be able to get them done. My mom showed up as me and my maid of honor were going out the door. My mom was furious I was leaving to get my nails done and how selfish I was behaving by letting everyone else set up while I go get pampered. Even though she had gotten back after leaving at 8 a.m. that day with a friend for a day at a spa and getting her nails done while everyone else, she had some old ladies from her church helping her set up after she cried, saying I was being unreasonable and leaving it to her to do and decide. Set up after everyone else set up. My maid of honor told my mom, I can't talk to you when you are like this. When you act like an adult, we can talk then. She took my hand, dragging me away with my mom's jaw on the floor, sputtering. Yeah, I understand you're getting married to get away from this, and you'll be like, I'll be away from this toxic place, but not without a humiliating act being done first. Her mom's humiliating her. You look so fat, OB. You can't wear that. You have to do this and that. Like, girl. I was getting ready with my maid of honor and friend trying to figure out how to do my makeup. I was struggling because I don't know how to put it on, and due to my mom, I didn't know you could learn how to put makeup on with the help of the internet. When I was done, I realized that I hadn't seen my photographer around. Oh no, I see you. Like at all. Come to find out, she was with my mom taking the pictures of her getting ready. I didn't want my stepdad to walk me down the aisle, but again, I had no choice. As we were walking down, he stops, which surprised me. Then he proceeds to pray while we stand there with everyone looking at us. I had no idea.
I was ready for the worst.
Yeah.
Holy.
Praying? I was too shocked to do anything. I got to marry Jessie without too much after that. But after the reception, my mom was told by an old lady that I need a cup of tea because she was too upset to eat. My mom pushed a cup of watery tea and said, "You know, everyone here is thinking of you leaving here and going to have spicy sleep. They all know you aren't going to be a pure spicy sleep person anymore. Isn't it funny how you got Shark Week Day today? It's like God is punishing you." You know why she said that? Is because a moment of OP's time was about her and not her mother.
One millisecond wasn't all about her.
Go off on
Couldn't
her.
give it to OP. So we have to. What do we have to do? We have to. If a millisecond, a shred of a second isn't about me, we have to destroy OP to feel good about ourselves, right? That's how that works.
Despite all that, I was married, but it wasn't my wedding. My mom loved having all the attention on her, and if it wasn't, she would make it so it was. But if you want more attention for your faces and ear holds, please go to your favorite podcast platforms. And what are those, John?
Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or insert favorite pod app here.
And when you go there, search what, John?
Okay, Storytime.
And what will they receive?
Okay, Storytime.
A plethora of... Dude, you were right.
We just need to get her out of, like, this is a low contact scenario of, like, listen.
Low contact.
Unless, well, here, to clarify, unless you are being wheeled into the ER, I don't want to hear about it.
My poor partner got the monster mother-in-law while I gained incredible in-laws. They all told me that when my mom walked down the aisle, they couldn't believe the dress she was wearing. It was a casual outside wedding, but she was dressed like it was 5-star resort wedding. They knew from that dress what kind of person she is and refused to have any kind of communication with her. I hope one day I can have a vow renewal, but how I want it, or at least try on a wedding dress that I picked and have people who love me tell me how they honestly feel. Sorry if it was too long. Girl, you are okay. Your mother is
good.
Crazy.
Wow. I mean, look, we see a lot of crazy moms, a lot of crazy Karen moms.